Today I'm going to tell you about one of the dumbest Star Wars collectible items I ever bought. I was really excited to get it until I got it. Well guys, on this channel we talked about a lot of Star Wars collectibles, or Star Wars toys, Star Wars merchandise, action figures, and I've told you stories about me going to stores like Zayre's and buying my first Star Wars figure, or maybe wearing a Star Wars watch to school thinking I was cool. Well, today I'm going to tell you about something I bought, Star Wars, and it was the first time I actually bought probably something Star Wars with my own money that I earned. Now, we're going to go back to 1987, and for you younger people out there, I'll set the stage for 1987. When it came to Star Wars, there was just nothing. You walk into a grocery store, you didn't see lima beans with Darth Vader on it like you do today. You didn't see cans of soup with Yoda on it. No. And even in the non-grocery section, well, let me go back here. You had to go to two stores if you wanted groceries and merchandise. That was out of the question. Maybe you live in some big fancy city like Utah, but no. You had to go to Kroger, or I preferred Piggly Wiggly, or have to buy your groceries, and then you would head over to Zayre's or Kmart. But anyway, no matter what store you went into, chances are you wasn't going to see anything at all Star Wars related. This was 1987. Now, one thing good about 1987 was it was the 10th anniversary. So, although you saw nothing in 86, you started to see a little stuff pop up in 1987. Most of that stuff was magazine related. I can still remember walking into a B. Dalton's, or it could have been Walden bookstore, one of them at the mall. We had both. And seeing Starlog magazine, 10-year anniversary of Star Wars. Still have that today. It's a great. If you ever can pick up this issue of Starlog, do it. There's some great information about the old days of Star Wars in it. I think you enjoy that reading. But other than that, there wasn't really much. You think it would be a big celebration, but nope, not much at all. And I can remember one day being over at my grandmother's house and just flipping through a Parade magazine. I don't know about you, but Parade magazine was a magazine that came in the newspaper every Sunday. You know what else came in the paper every Sunday? The colored funnies. Yeah, the comic section. They were in color. During the week, you got a little section, and they were in black and white. And sometimes they were even serious. Oh, man. You didn't want to read those. Saturday, you got the good comics. You got the Peanuts in color. You got all kinds. I can't remember any other comics in there, but I'm sure Dagwood, you got it in color. You even had Hocus Pocus, where you had two images. You had to see, there was like one picture here and a picture at the bottom. You had to see which one was right, what was missing from the bottom picture that was in the top picture. That was a crazy time. Anyway, I'm looking through this Parade magazine. Why? I don't really know. I wish I could remember why. Because usually, I didn't run to get the Parade magazine on Sunday. No, I was looking at the comics. But I guess something on the cover of this Parade magazine, I don't know, sparked my interest. Maybe it was an interview with Tom Selleck. I'm not really sure. But I remember flipping through this thing, and right there, near the end, on the last page, was this ad. This ad for something I could buy Star Wars related. Now again, put yourself in my mind frame. Buying something Star Wars related, I haven't done that in years at this point. Because by 1984, when the Kenner line was dying out, I had already moved on to buying He-Man toys. And then by 1985, I put my toys up, and I was trying to pick up girls. That didn't last too long. Didn't pick up many of them, so I got back into toys. But by 1987, I hadn't bought a Star Wars toy probably since 1983. Maybe the very beginning of 84, I doubt it. But 1983, so let's just say that. So, but I didn't see anything Star Wars. Toys were gone off the aisles. Like I said, there was nothing. You might pick up some kind of random Ewok balloon bag here and there, but it's nothing you cared about. So, when I saw something Star Wars, it blew my mind. Star Wars merchandise I could buy? Now, what was this ad? Well, it was from the Hamilton collection. It was a collectible plate. Not only was it one, it was a total of 8 collectible plates. So not only was I looking at something Star Wars related that I could buy, and here I am in my mid-teens probably, 15, right around 15, 14, 15. it was something that made me feel more adult buying it. It wasn't like I was buying some kind of action figure, some kind of little toy or something. This was a collector's item. It was an investment. I could get college. Well, wasn't really a plans for that anyway. It's hard enough getting out of high school. But anyway, I was still in high school. I was 14. Anyway, here's an ad. I was like, oh man, I can get this. So I started looking at it. Han Solo right there in the ad. It was great. And there was 8 of them I could get. And it didn't show you what the other 8 was. What would it be? Would it be 3PO? Would it be R2-D2? Could it be a plate of Boba Fett? Who knew? You couldn't get on the internet and look it up. It was crazy. So I remember looking at this ad thinking, I've got to get this. And the ad I found, which I showed a picture of, said you get 2 of them for like $30, I think it said. But let's just stick with 1, because that's all I remember getting is 1. So I wanted this thing. I knew right off the bat, I couldn't just stick money in an envelope and send it to them. I had to have a check. Yeah, we used to write checks. And 14-year-old, I didn't have a bank account. I didn't have checks. So that's when you have to go to mama and daddy and ask them for a check. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. Because I knew they would probably most likely talk me out of it, tell me it was kind of a dumb thing to buy. I didn't want to hear any of that. And I just didn't want them in my personal business. That was at my grandmother's house, so I figured, hey, I would ask her. Because, let's be honest, she spoiled me. It's me and my brothers, she spoiled us. We need anything, you could call my grandma up in the summertime, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and be like, hey, I want some Del Taco. And she'd be like, I'll come get you. We'll go get some Del Taco. I was like, no, I want you to go get Del Taco and bring it to me and go home. I don't want to hang out. I just want some Del Taco. Don't even got to get a car. I'll come out of the car and meet you. And she'd do it. But, well, anyway, get back on the story here. I could have probably, got her to buy it for me. I'm probably going to be like, oh, man, Mom, I didn't really have a good birthday. But I had a little bit of money. I had about half. And, say, hey, anything you need me to do? You want me to go? I would cut the grass, but there's nothing but dirt out there. So how am I going to cut dirt? I can't even rake up dirt. So, I asked her, what can I do? What can I do for this? What can I do to get this? I didn't tell a plate yet. I did hit that up last. But I said I need about $30, maybe $35 shipping, in a check form so I can send off for this plate and get it. I was excited. So I don't remember exactly what I did, but probably nothing. She probably gave me some bullshit work or something to do for 10 minutes or something. So she gave me the cash. At the time, she didn't know I needed a check, right? And I got the money. And I said, oh, all right. She's like, don't spend it all in one place. I was like, I'm going to spend it all in one place. I'm going to spend it all in one place for a plate, but not a plate. I said, I need a check. And she's like, what you need a check for? I said, well, I want to order this thing. And I showed her the Parade magazine. And first she was like, what is it? You ordering something? They're probably going to just take your money. I was like, Grandma, it's in Parade magazine. And my grandma was a big fan of Parade magazine. And she thought if something was in Parade magazine for sale, that's kind of high end, She's like, oh, fancy stuff in there. So she looked at the ad. I don't think she really realized what it was. I don't think she realized it was a damn plate with Star Wars on it. So she looked at it and she's like, you know how to order this? You know how to do this? I said, yeah. Get the scissors to cut that out, write a check, put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, go to the mailbox, put it in the mailbox, put the flag up, although you're technically supposed to put the flag down, but put the flag up so the mailman can get the thing, take it wherever he does with it, and you get it in a couple of weeks. By a couple of weeks, I mean about 2 months. Anyway, she wrote me a check, and I was all excited. She wrote me a check, and I gave her the cash. I was nice about it, and I remember I said, you got any envelopes or envelopes, whatever you want to call them? You got any envelopes? She's like, yeah, I got an envelope. I got one right here. So I got the envelope, and I was like, oh man, I need a stamp. I was like, Grandma, I got a stamp. And she's like, good Lord, what do I look like? A post office? She's like, I got them in my purse. Her purse smelled like spearmint gum. I don't know why. But anyway, she got that out, got the thing, stuck it on the envelope. Got my bad handwriting put out there. Now, the only thing I've ever ordered like this before was a free Emperor figure when they did that offer. Never came in the mail. Never got it. I probably didn't even put a stamp on it. I probably didn't even do it right. That's why. So, I filled out the information, cut out. Went in the kitchen, got some scissors and cut it out right there. The order form, filled that out best as I could. Whew. as far as in my mind, I was getting this Han Solo plate because that's what I saw a picture of. But one thing I really did see in the ad that I liked was money back guarantee. I get this back, and let's say they sent a Wicked plate. I can send it back, no questions asked, it said. So, filled it out, put it in the mailbox. I was ready to go. And now I just had to wait. I just sat back like this. Big smile on my face, man. I bought something Star Wars. And now I was going to say all my friends would be excited, but this was 1987. My friends didn't care about Star Wars. Maybe my friend across the street, Boyd, who I didn't really talk to as much back then, maybe he would have been like, oh, okay, that's cool. Any other one would have been like, I don't know. What does a plate have to do with baseball, Little League? Oh, Little League. Some people lost their friends to Vietnam. I lost my friends to Little League. Anyway, so I, carried on, went back to school, went back to my house. In fact, to be honest with you, I kind of forgot about this thing. Forgot all about it. Back then it took forever. It took like 4 weeks for the letter to get there, 4 weeks for them to get the plate ready to ship, 4 weeks to get this. I mean, it'll take a long time, or at least as a kid, it seemed like a long time. So I can remember getting the call at the house. I was back home in my house, my parents' house. Bling, 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 and I was like, "Hello, oh, hey, Grandma, what's up? Hey, you gonna, I was finna hit her up for some Del Taco, which is, I was like, what? I got a package at the house. I didn't even ring in my head. I got a package. I never got mail. You never got mail. You mean your dad might get you some junk mail, or you might get your order of sweet pickles book might come in, something like that. But you're like, mail? Then he hit me, dong. Boom, my plate. My collectible plate. Oh man. Could not wait to get this. Now this time I wasn't driving yet, so sadly had to wait because I was like, Dad, let's go see Grandma. He's like, I'm not going over there. Oh, that's my sister, my brother. They could drive at the time. And he's like, no, we're not doing that. We're doing something very 80s. And I was like, oh. So I waited till Friday, and I was like, hey, can you pick me up from school, Grandma? I don't feel like riding the bus. I told her that. And I was like, can you bring that package with you? I didn't want to say plate. I don't think she still knew it was a plate. I don't think she knew what it was. And I was like, can you bring that package? So at school, here I am. I think it was probably middle school. I was all excited, could not wait for the day to end. Grandma's gonna pick me up, and I knew Grandma was gonna take me to this local place called New Way that sold hot dogs. She always took me to get hot dogs. So I was like, I get some 2 hot dogs and a plate. What's better than that, right? So she comes to pick me up. I go out to her pickup truck. I get in it, package laying right there. She's like, did you have a good day and all this bull crap? And I was like, yeah, let's go get some hot dogs. And she's like, yeah, that sounds good. So we went and got some hot dogs. I didn't know when the package was right there. And then I was excited. It was a bigger package. It was a square. I could tell something was in there. So she took me home, got my hot dog bag, got my box, and I said, thank you, Grandma. Talk to you later. I'm fitting to go inside. So I went inside. Boom, 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 right into my bedroom, put that box on my bed, put the hot dogs over to the side. I had them later. Hey, sure, I want them to be hot. I don't want cold dogs, but hey, gotta wait a second. So I looked at that package. Man, I got a package, my name on a package. Felt like I was an adult, felt like I was grown up. I got a package with my name on it. Could not believe it. So, started looking at it. I think another hand reached over here, got a hot dog unwrapped. They always put it in like this tin foil. It was in a bag, but it was like in tin foil. You unwrap it. Had a red weenie. Still get them today, a red weenie. Anyway, you pull it out, it's kind of soggy. So I'm sitting there, I take a bite of my hot dog, and start opening that package. I can't wait. Rip it open. It's like Christmas Day, like wrapped up Christmas. There it is, brown box right there. And I'm halfway through my hot dog. Lift that box up. Boom. Like gold, like rays of sunshine just hitting me in the face. Boom! Star Wars is in the box. And you think this is where I tell you, oh my God, they sent me Star Trek bags in or something. Or they sent me a Wicked. But no. Right there, a Star Wars plate, like I ordered. Now, it wasn't Han Solo. But I didn't care because I saw Luke Skywalker looking right back at me. Now, before we continue the story, let's look at these boxes, these plates real quick. There was the Han Solo one right here, the one that I really wanted the best. But, like I said, I didn't get it. And here's Darth Vader fighting Luke Skywalker. Didn't get that one. That would have been a cool one to have also. And Princess Leia shooting down some stormtroopers. She just escaped from the detention center. There's the plate I had. Luke Skywalker hanging out, talking to Yoda. Not a bad plate. Probably not the one I would have picked, but still, it wasn't a bad plate. There it was in that box. Before we get back to that story, let's continue looking at these plates. And, a Death Star battle. Death Star number 2, that is. Then we had R2-D2 hanging out with Wicket. Although I wasn't a big fan of the Ewoks, I never was an Ewok basher, and I would have been happy with this, especially if they had a nice looking R2 on it. And then all the heroes right there. I had this same picture on a belt buckle. I can't find anything on the internet about that belt buckle, so it must have been a bootleg or something. But it was reversed. I remember that. Han was on the wrong side. Everybody was on the wrong side, and it confused me. But anyway, that's not the one I got in the box either. And then we have AT-ATs coming through hall. Boom, 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 boom. Wasn't that an exciting scene? Well, you can have that exciting scene on a plate. That's all the plates they did, 1987. Now, they've done some more plates in the 90s, but we're talking about 1987 here. So there it is, the box. And it took me probably about less than 60 seconds. Now you think, what, did you break it? No, I took it out of the box. I remember looking at it, and it took me probably, after picking it up out of the box, looking at it, it took me probably about 60 seconds, if that long, for it to hit me. I just spent like $30, and this is $30, 1987 dollars. I just spent $37 on a damn plate. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to hang a plate on the wall? Could not believe it. I had never been so disappointed in my life. I think no matter what plate it was, even if it was Han Solo, I would have been disappointed. Why did I buy a damn plate? Did come with a stand, I believe, to put it on. So I got the stand out, put it right there, sat it there, and thought, I just bought a damn plate for $30. I ain't got no job. It's not like I can just waste $30. So I didn't let it bother me too much. Now, I knew there was a money-back guarantee, but I was like, it is Star Wars, so maybe it'd be worth something one day. So I hit and decided. Put it back in the box, closed the lid, said, hey, I got a plate. Wasn't exactly what I don't know why. It was just like it said in the magazine and the ad. It was a plate. I don't know why I thought when it was going to come to me. I was like, I don't know why I didn't think it was going to be a damn plate, but it was. But you know how it is. You put it up and then you move on. So I went outside. I don't know. I was looking around, maybe see my boy across the street. Sometimes he'd be outside, although we didn't hang out much then because we went to different schools by this time. We see each other, hang out a little bit. Maybe I could tell him about my plate. Hell, maybe I could sell him my plate and get my money back. Maybe I'd make a little profit on it. Didn't see anybody, but then I noticed about 3 houses up, an RV. And I knew this RV meant one thing. Yep. Jamie LeGroom was in town. Now, I don't know if you know Jamie LeGroom. Well, I know you don't know Jamie LeGroom. He was about my age, about 14. His parents lived somewhere. I'm not really sure, but his grandparents lived a couple of houses up, and once a year, randomly, he would show up in an RV. Not just him. He wasn't driving an RV at 14, but he would just show up with his parents at the RV, and they would park it, in the backyard of this house, and they would spend a couple of days at his grandparents' house, disappear, never see him again. But if you're like, what does Jamie Groom look like? I'm not kidding it. I'm not lying. I'm not trying to be funny. He looked like a picture a 1970s or 1980s Jerry Reed and put him in a 14-year-old body. This is what this is, kind of like Alfred E. Newman mixed with Jerry Reed, if you can picture that. Anyway, he's out there, so I'm thinking, great. Jamie LeGroom's in town. Now, this ain't somebody you want to hang out with. This was, I hung out with some white trash. This was the other side of the river white trash. He was a good guy, but you knew, hanging out with him, you're going to get in trouble. You're going to, let's be honest, you're going to hit some frogs with a baseball bat. You're going to throw some mud balls at cars when you come down the road. You're going to do something you're not supposed to be doing when Jamie LeGroom's in town. But that's what was great about him. He was like a character on a TV show that you loved that come on like once a season. You're like, oh, here we go. It's going to get wild and crazy. So I went up there and knocked on the RV. Boom, 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 boom. Jamie's junk kid. Jamie. Wasn't there. I had to go to the grandma's house knocking on the door. Hey, Jamie in town. They say, he sure is. And I can remember him still coming out of the house to this day. I remember him coming out of that house. not wearing a damn shirt. And it just makes me so mad when I see it. Even back then, it made me so mad when I saw boys with no shirt on. I don't know. The ladies might like it, but I didn't like it. So I was like, Jim, what's up? You know, what's up? You back in town and everything? He's like, yeah. And he said, hold on. I said, you want to come down to my house and play some Nintendo? He's like, oh, yeah. And he's like, oh, I got some games, too. So he got his games. And I remember went inside and he put on a shirt. Thank God he put on a shirt, but he put on a mesh jersey. That was probably worse than no shirt at all. So we're walking back down the house. I can remember he still got that red mesh jersey on. So right here wasn't mesh. Down below was. I could see his belly and everything. Didn't wear shoes. We're about halfway down the house and he starts lighting up a cigarette. 14-year-old boy walking down the street. This was a different time, you know, smoking. Hey, you want to smoke? I was like, no, I don't want that. So I was like, you got to hurry. You can't be smoking that in the house. So we get back to my house and flips the cigarette out there, and we go inside. And, you know, I had a little basement down where we played Nintendo and everything. But first I said, let's go upstairs. We went upstairs and, you know, bullshit around a little bit. I got some stuff, and I don't know what we did. Nothing like that. Get your mind out of the gutter. So I was like, let's play some Nintendo. Now, I usually keep Nintendo in the basement, like I was saying, but Jamie was there, so I said, come on, let's go upstairs. I'll go get it. You stay here. I'll go to Nintendo. I got to go find a butter knife anyway. So I had to use a butter knife to get it in a hook. Remember this thing? You hook to the TV, hook Nintendo to it. Never had a knife. You try to use your fingernail to tighten it. If you don't tighten it, it looks real bad. Had to use a butter knife. So I got that, unhooked everything, hooked up everything. I don't know why we just didn't play down there, but sometimes we didn't like to play down there. So I got the controllers, and I headed back up. I said, that's it, I'm headed back up. Open the door. There is Jamie Legroom sitting on my bed. My box, Star Wars collectible plate box, the lid is opened. The plate is not in the box. The plate is not in the box. Where is the plate? Where is the plate? It's in his lap. Is he looking at the plate? Is he admiring the plate? Is he thinking, man, this is a Star Wars collectible I can dig? Nope. He's got the one hot dog I still didn't eat sitting on that plate, smushed down on it, just sitting there. He's then got those little pack of ketchup and then ripped them open and poured it all over the plate and everything. And he's taking about 3 bites out of this hot dog and he's rubbing it in the ketchup. I mean, he's rubbing it good. I'm like, what are you doing? I was going to send that back. He's like, what? I wanted this hot dog. I didn't know where to put my ketchup. I can't return a plate with ketchup and hot dog juice on it. So I was like, man, that's not a plate you eat on. And he was all confused. And this is a country boy from the South. Of course he was confused. Why does a teenage 14-year-old boy have a plate that you're not supposed to eat on? I couldn't explain it to him either. I couldn't even explain it to myself. So I was like, hook up the Nintendo. I'm going to clean this mess up. So he finished up his hot dog, and I went to the sink and washed off. And I can tell, I don't know how he done his fingernails. There were scratches all over the plate and everything. I don't know what he did. Maybe he dug his fingernails when he was dipping in the ketchup. I'm not sure. It wasn't really deep scratches, but it was enough to tell you couldn't send it back. And I couldn't believe it. I said, oh my, I'm stuck. $30, and now I'm stuck with this damn plate. So I went back in there, threw it in the box, shut the box, threw it in the closet. And I'll be honest with you, that's the last I ever saw this damn plate. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened at all. That was the end of the plate. I'll tell you that. And I've looked these plates up, and they're going for about $5 to $20, depending on the condition what plate you get them. Guess that wasn't much of an investment. But anyway, we got Nintendo hooked up, played Nintendo, and I slowly forgot all about my plate. All about it. So that's the story of the Star Wars collectible plate that I got, wish I didn't get, and couldn't return it, thanks to Jamie Legroom.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.